Mr. and Mrs. Sebastian, it's good to see you again, and congratulations on making it this far. Your application and all supporting documents for our ultimate redemption plan appear to be in order. Now, I know it may seem redundant, but I'm afraid I must ask to see both your federal and state IDs again before we proceed.
Oh, of course. Here you are, Miss Gray. Are you okay, Maggie?
I'm fine. I just need to collect my IDs. I have them with me.
Okay.
Oh, Miss Gray, bear with me.
That's perfectly all right, Mrs. Sebastian. I'm sure you'll find them. Why don't we begin the closing interview while you keep looking, okay?
I know they're in here somewhere.
All right, let's begin officially. Will you please confirm that you are Robert Sebastian, age 49, former air traffic controller, now disabled?
I do. I am.
I've examined Mr. Robert Sebastian's identification, and it appears to be valid and up to date. And will you please confirm that you are Margaret Mary Sebastian, age 47, public high school teacher, spouse of Robert Sebastian, age 49, and mother of Agnes Sebastian, age 22.
Here you go. Oops, I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm Margaret Mary Sebastian.
I have just examined Mrs. Margaret Sebastian's identification, which appears to be valid and up to date. Now, I am pleased to inform you that your collateral has been approved and accepted after a requisite research and testing. Will you now verify that your collateral has been voluntarily surrendered today on these premises and is now the sole property of the Bank of the United States?
Yes, our collateral has been surrendered.
There's a 2-week pass at the end of the year, right?
I beg your pardon?
The end of December, before the final,
Before the final processing. Yes, Mr. Sebastian, the bank will proceed with a 2-week furlough for the collateral, if not contrary to the wishes expressed by the collateral at that time.
Agnes. Our daughter's name is Agnes.
Rob, we already talked about this. Please don't.
Don't what? Ask her to call our daughter by her name?
Why must you make this harder than it already is?
Mr. Sebastian, I must ask you to calm down. I need to ask again, are you prepared to proceed with this closing? You really have no other option for financial survival. You are facing foreclosure on your home. You have over $60,000 in credit card debt. One of your cars has been repossessed. And you can't afford the co-payments for your own physical therapy. Bankruptcy is no longer available to anyone since the bill was signed into law last year.
You think I don't know that? God damn it! If I weren't such a useless excuse for a father and a human being.
Mr. Sebastian, we've been through all this. Can't blame yourself for your epilepsy. It was an accident. You had no control over the driver who ran the red light, hitting you and damaging your brain. It's a miracle you even survived and can function as well as you.
Miss Gray, level with me. I'm begging you.
Is there any way that I could take my daughter's place? The rest of my body, it's in great shape. All of my organs, my heart is as healthy as an ox.
Robert, please don't do this.
You know that the age limit for a collateral pledge is 30. Federal regulations, no exceptions. You've been over this. The market demand is for young, healthy, adult organs and body parts. The government only accepts donors between the ages of 21 and 30 for harvesting, cloning, and transplants.
Someone must be desperate enough for my heart, lungs, or kidneys.
Yes, and you can donate your body parts after death for such use, Mr. Sebastian, but...
I'm not good enough for the United States government. I'm not good enough for some rich asshole or their sick kids. Not good enough for the plan.
Miss Gray, we do understand the provisions of the plan, and we know that we need to go through with it. Please, go on. Let's get this over with.
What kind of mother are you? You can't wait to sign our daughter's life away. God forbid you lose your precious house.
How dare you? Our house, Rob? Our children's house? What about Stephen and Claire? We have to think of their future. That's why we're going through this. It's not just you and me.
But what are we going through, Maggie? We're just signing a bunch of papers. We're not making a sacrifice. Agnes is. Agnes is the sacrifice.
That's enough. Don't you think I'd take Agnes's place if I could? In a heartbeat? We never asked her to do this, Rob. It was her decision, and she applied for this before we even knew anything about it.
She must have been sick of constantly hearing us, worrying and fighting about money for the last few years. We drove her to it, Maggie.
It was her decision, Rob. You tried to talk her out of it several times.
Yes, I did. But I didn't try hard enough. And I never heard you try to talk her out of anything, Maggie.
The hell I didn't, you bastard. Why do you think I've been swallowing tranquilizers like candy, huh? Someone has to keep it together, and it sure is you.
Please, you must control yourselves, Mr. and Mrs. Sebastian, or I'll be forced to terminate this interview and disqualify your plan application.
No!
If you can't control yourselves, I'm going to have to call security and have you escorted out of the building.
We apologize, Ms. Gray.
I'm sorry. I can't believe that this is happening this way. I should have died that day. I wish I had.
Mr. Sebastian, your death would not have made things better for your family in any way, financially or otherwise. Your wife would be going through this without you by her side. You wouldn't have wanted that. I recommend that the family continue with our complimentary counseling sessions. Any one of you can attend, together or individually, for a full year after the redemption. I see that your son, Stephen, has been attending nearly every week.
He has?
Yes, Rob, he's been insistent about it, but I wasn't sure how you would react.
Whoa, wait. Just what have they been telling him in these sessions?
Maybe you know if you went yourself.
The counselor is there for whatever Stephen needs, any questions he may have.
Wait. What did he want to know?
Well, I can't give you specific details of his sessions, but he was very curious about the donor processing.
And you told him? Maggie and I have been trying to keep this from our kids all this time. We didn't want to upset them, so why, in God's name?
Stephen wanted to be sure that his sister would not ever be in pain.
Oh.
You must think we're monsters.
Not at all. Your son does not find any fault with you or your wife. He's a very intelligent and understanding young man. In fact, he's expressed a desire to sign up as a donor himself.
Jesus Christ! Did you know about this?
I had no idea.
No way. I won't let Stephen do it.
He can't sign up until he's 21. If he still wants to apply once he reaches the age of majority, it's entirely his decision.
But I don't understand. Why would he do that? The money from Agnes's redemption will take care of all of us for the rest of our lives.
Perhaps Stephen has other plans for the money, or he wants to redeem himself as an outright charitable donation.
I won't let him do it. Do you hear me? You people are the monsters, taking advantage of the rest of us who have no choice because we're desperate. Hell, for us, it isn't really a choice, is it? You already have my daughter. I'm not going to give you my son.
We'll speak to Stephen, Rob. He's only 17. He can't do it, no matter how much he wants to, until he turns 21. Miss Gray, before we sign the final release, can we speak to Agnes?
Not until her furlough, and you should prepare yourselves. Agnes may decide against taking her furlough. Many donor collaterals decide against visiting their loved ones. It can be too traumatic.
What about a phone call? Can we send her an email?
I'm afraid not. It's against regulations, as we discussed during our previous meeting. Now, to review one last time, as soon as you both sign this final agreement, all of your creditors will be paid in full. You will own your home outright, as well as the car still in your possession. The remaining funds will be deposited into your joint checking account. Any future medical expenses not covered by Mrs. Sebastian's health insurance plan, with her employer, incurred by either you or your dependents, will be paid in full by the Bank of the United States. We have assigned an investment counselor to you, and I recommend that you consult with him as soon as possible. Now, if you are ready, would you please sign in the space above your typed name? you and your daughter have made absolutely the best possible decision for your family. Believe me, Mr. and Mrs. Sebastian, you are doing the right thing.
Margaret.
Hi, John, it's me. Yes, I closed another one. That makes an even dozen for me this month. Yeah, that's right. So it's time for my long overdue vacation. I have 10 days I need to use before the end of the year or I lose them. No, I haven't bought plane tickets yet. I guess I could